All right, so I did forget my tripod at home, so we're gonna go low budget style. I'm now holding my camera up with a shoe, so super. But nonetheless, we are going to go through a couple series on how I stretch out my hips using a resistance band. These are relatively inexpensive. I mean, you can get them for 10, 20, 30 bucks online. I'd recommend getting the heavier ones, the ones that are a little bit sturdier and bigger in weight, just because it'll give you a little bit more pull and give you a better stretch overall. So first thing we are going to do, we're going to loop it around through a strong structure like a soccer goal or a field goal post or something, to give you a little bit more of a standing structure, so you're not pulling a wooden chair throughout your house. So you can also do this at home, maybe to a bed frame if it's strong enough, but you want to loop it around, tie it through. You will then take it, step into it to where it's looped around the gluteus maximus, or butt, as some of you might say. But all you're going to do is get yourself at a pretty good distance away from it, and then just lean back and fall into it. Put your arms up if you need to get yourself a little bit more of a stretch, and then you hold that for about 10 seconds. You'll rest for a second or two, go back a little bit farther, and repeat the same thing. And if you're strong enough like me, you just pull the soccer goal with you. So that being said, I'm gonna go over here to the side where it's a little bit harder to pull it. I'll just keep my hand on it though. Ideally, you want to put your right arm up. If it's your right hip, get yourself that stretch. All right. Don't forget to breathe. It'll be a deep breath in and then a deep breath out. Just focusing on breath work and making sure you're giving yourself that extra stretch through breathing. Once you've done about 3 sets of those for about 10 seconds each, you will then switch to the other hip, loop it around, same thing. My left hip is a little bit more mobile, so it gives me a little bit more range. But these are really, really good for when you're about to start working out or go do some field work, kick, run some sprints, really anything that involves hip mobility. This is a fantastic way to get yourself opened up. You can even try rotate around a little bit, give yourself some different points of tension. Once you've done that for 3 sets, let's do a quick one. You'll go start back on the right leg or left leg, whichever one you want to do. Loop it around. From here, you're going to point away from the anchor point and stretch out your hammies. The goal here is to keep your legs straight, not to round your back or anything, but to keep it nice and straight as well. You really want to feel some tension right here in your hamstring. All right. And then again, same thing, is you want to pull farther away each set. And you want to make sure that this band is completely tight the whole way through, and it's not having any slack. And then try rotating from side to side, just getting all the areas of your hamstring as you're stretching. And then if you really want to get yourself a really deep stretch in your hammy, put a lot of your weight back on your back foot. Try to lift that toe up. And just work every single angle on that leg. And then repeat on the other side. These are really good to do. I'd say at least 3 times a week, if preferable every single day before you go kick or do sprints or any type of leg movement. We'll go 10 more seconds. This is now at the furthest point away. All right. The next one, start back on your right leg. Go anchor it in. Now from here, you're going to keep your right leg up, your left knee down, and get completely to the side of the anchor point to where the tension is on the outside hip, pulling in towards the anchor, keeping your hip in, or keeping that tension out so that it's not pulling your knee in, you're keeping your knee out. More of like a butterfly stretch, but without this knee being also out at the same time. Same thing. Go a little bit farther away each time. If you need to use your arm to hold yourself down, you can. Same thing here, you just want to rotate slowly and controlled so that you're getting all the areas of your hip. And then repeat the same thing on the other side. You don't want to put a huge focus on static stretching because it can make your muscles work against you when you're actually doing an explosive movement. So you don't want to do 5 sets of static stretching or hands on the ground or toe stretches. You want to keep it light, focus more on the dynamic stretch, which if you haven't seen the dynamic stretch video, the video about how to warm up for kickers is a really good one to watch. I'll link to it right up above so you guys can watch that too. All right, perfect. Now, the last one, it's gonna be the opposite of what we just did. So now we're going in, trying to resist it from going towards that anchor point now. You should feel a stretch both in your in your hip flexor and in your inside groin area. Just kind of moving it around ever so slightly, just getting all sorts of different resistance and tension stretched out. And so on and so forth. 3 sets on that side. Same thing here. You want to really get deep into that stretch. If you can, touch your stomach to the floor. That'll get you that'll get you good too. But there we go. All right, guys, hopefully that helped. Again, just do 3 sets of that, moving away each time further and further. Right now I feel like I could run 7 marathons in a row and be perfectly fine. Got really good mobility. I feel loose and ready to go, and it's only been a handful of minutes. So yeah, guys, if you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Again, just let me know what you guys want to see next, because we're gonna put out a lot of videos, and I would love to make stuff that you guys are interested in. Maybe it's like something about working out, nutrition, field goal stuff, technique, mindset, whatever it is, you name it. And I'd love to put out content for you guys. See you next time.